So everybody loves the idea of peace. I just want peace. And when we think of peace, we think maybe I'm going to be walking along a beach or out on safari or camping in the mountains or whatever your idea of peace and quiet is. And it's really the idea that no one is bothering us. I don't have any responsibilities. I don't have to think about anything else except just me and just existing. Well, what if you could just create that mindset anyway, wherever you are? The whole idea of peace is that you're at peace in any given moment. You don't have to let things bother you. What peace actually is I'm not triggered. I'm not excessively worrying. I'm not overthinking. So how do we create that? My name is Kirsty Jane. I help smart, sensitive, overthinking individuals just like yourself get unstuck. I help people identify and break the patterns that they unconsciously run in their head that keep looping and ruining parts of their lives. So if that sounds like you, then keep listening. I also run workshops, one-to-one sessions and seminars and a bunch of other free stuff that you can see. If you just follow me, you can see these videos to help you make you think. So back to peace and not getting triggered. What do we do? I am in this process myself, and I mentioned this in one of my first videos in this series, is you have to start slowing things down because our triggers come up so fast and so quickly that we don't even know they're happening until we've reacted. And some of you have been saying that in the comments. It's like, oh my God, how do I just stop this? You have to slow it down. So the first thing you do is you start up a trigger journal. And what I do is, as I said before bed, like an hour before bed, like for me, it's like 10 o'clock, I will sit down and I will think to myself through the day, what were the things that really bothered me today? When did I get triggered? When did I get irritated? When did I get frustrated? And I just write them down. And I can already tell you this morning that I got triggered. And it wasn't massive. It was just that I really wanted a decent coffee, like an espresso. I like Americano, I like black coffee, but I'm a coffee snob. I used to work in the coffee industry, and so I know what a perfect espresso looks like. It has a nice foamy crema on the top, and it's rich and dark and all the rest of it. And I'm sick of people saying that they sell espresso and Americanos, and they have the machines, but they have no idea how to use them. And then you get this watery black coffee that sits there. It drives me nuts, and then they want to charge you like $6 or something for it. So anyway, I went out, literally drove out today in the search of finding a nice coffee and went and bought one. And when it came back, it was just all watery and I was so mad and I got really triggered by this. And I laughed at myself because I was like, why am I so mad? And I'm like, because I spent the effort and the money and the time to go out to buy a decent coffee. And they're advertising, telling me that this is what it's going to be. And they clearly have no idea what they're doing. And it just frustrates me. So is this a life or death trigger? No, because there aren't many things that really trigger me that badly. This one did because I really wanted a coffee. But when I break that down, I'm looking at it going, okay, so what was going on and what did I make that mean? What was going on was I had an expectation. I had an expectation of a perfect coffee. I went to a store, I bought it thinking it was going to be a good one because I asked them beforehand. And when I got it, it wasn't to my expectation. And what are my options? Am I going to blow up the store and tell them how they should be making their coffee? Am I going to refuse to pay for it? Am I going to send it back and have them make me another watery coffee? I mean, those were my options, right? But I just decided, okay, lesson learned. I won't be doing that I won't be getting a coffee from here again because that is not where my perfect coffee lives, apparently. So that's it. End of. It's not going to ruin my life. It's just another place I know not to go. So that's fine. That's it. What did I make it mean? What did that mean to me? The fact that I'm trying to control the outcome of how my coffee should be when I go to someone I don't even know to make my coffee. They can't know that, can they? I don't have any control of it. So the reason that you get triggered, what's going on is you're in a situation where you have lost control. And that's why it's upsetting to you. If somebody has said something to you that you don't like, you don't have control of what comes out of their mouth. If you show up to an event and it's not what you expected and you're triggered, well, that's because you can't control the event and how it is. So a lot of this is all about control. And it's about control of what you have over other people, other things, other experiences outside of you. You can't control anything outside of you. You can't control what people say to you. You can't control how people feel. You can't control any of it. So that's the first thing to realizing, is the reason that you're triggered is because you are not in control of what is happening, and it's not aligning with your soul. Your soul knows who you are and what it wants and what it feels and what it's looking for. And when you come across something that doesn't align with that, you feel triggered because you're not in control of it. So the second part of it is you have to look at it and go, well, then what am I making it mean instead? So, if somebody said no to you when you were expecting they would say yes to something, you don't have control of what they're saying. So that's frustrating, right? That's where you've lost control. But secondly, when they do say no to you, what does that mean to you? Do you then make it mean something more? That's what then starts to hurt you. Do you make it mean, oh, that's because they don't like me, or that's because I'm not good enough, or that's because they think I'm stupid, or that's because they think I'm not clever enough, or I'm not sexy enough, or whatever it is? Because that's the part that you then start running in your head. See, here's another example of it. I'm just not enough. I'm just not good enough. And so that will keep triggering you. See, they're not listening to me because they don't think I'm important enough. That's what we're doing. So the person on the outside, the thing on the outside is just being that. The people are being the people, the assholes are being the assholes, the idiots are being the idiots, and you have no control over anything outside of you. So you have to get that. You have to get that everything just is, and I have no control over it. And so you've got to get clear with that. Secondary to that, you then have to ask yourself, what am I making this mean? What's my story around that? Am I making this mean that I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not whatever it is? You figure it out, because it's personal to you, and it's personal to a lesson that you got way back. Now, if you're somebody that really overreacts, and instead of just like gets annoyed and walks off, or gets annoyed and cools it out, whatever it is that you do, because that's your reaction, if you're going to sit and dwell on this and you're going to get really teary or really angry or just incensed by this, it's because the story in your head about what you've made it mean is so big. You have an attachment to something that happened to you in the past, an emotional attachment, where when that happened in the past and you didn't get it resolved, you didn't finish the loop, you didn't get the validation that you needed, you didn't get the hug, or you didn't get the answer, or you didn't run away in time, or you didn't say what you should have said, it was never completed. And so you have an emotional attachment to that moment when you were 3, 4, 15, 25, 35, whatever. And because it never got finished, when you get triggered, this all comes back to you. And this is what makes you so mad. This is what makes you think to yourself, I should have yelled at them, or I should have done this, or I should have run away, or I should have punched them. Because you're still trying to finish the story that you didn't complete when you were younger. And every time you don't complete it, every time you don't process this whole feeling, it will come back tenfold. It will just keep piling up like a snowball running down a hill, gathering all of those feelings. And every time you feel that trigger, you're going to blow up. So some people are more sensitive than others, and that is because you need to go back and release these attachments. You need to finish the story, the neural pathway that's in your brain that completes the story. And when you let go of that, what's amazing is that you just don't feel triggered anymore. It just doesn't bother you. Think about when you were a kid and people might say things to you as a kid, like bullying or making fun of you. And now you just don't really care. It doesn't bother you at all. Or think about when you were little and you might see a scary movie or something. And it would be terrifying, and you might hide behind the couch when, a certain music was played. And now you just laugh about it because you're an adult and you realize that it's just a stupid movie and it's just people in a show and they're actors and it's not real. So it doesn't bother you anymore. That's what happens when you actually let go of the emotional attachment to what happened before. It just doesn't bother you. So for those of you who are saying that it's really, really hard to stop doing something, it is if you use willpower alone, but it's not going to work. What you have to do is remove the attachment, remove the story, and when it's gone and you make sense of how it really is in your adult brain, it just doesn't trigger you. You literally don't care and you stop reacting. So for those of you that are stuck arguing in your relationships because you keep acting like a 15-year-old or a 20-year-old at certain points when your partner triggers you, or when your boss drives you nuts too, then just know that it is totally possible to get rid of this and stop doing this. Just go to kirstyjane.com, it's in my bio, and go to the contact page. Add your name and you'll be the first to be updated every time I run a workshop on this.